Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for this digital-only edition of 23 ABC News at 6. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. A search is underway for a woman from Oildale who's gone missing. We'll tell you about the missing persons investigation. And West Nile cases in Kern County continue to increase. We'll tell you how many cases are being reported now by state officials.
And I'm live at the Chips for Kids toy drop-off event. I have more details on all the ways that you can still donate and more details on these strong wins when 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. The Kern County Sheriff's Office is searching for an elderly woman last seen in her Oildale neighborhood. She's been missing since Sunday morning, and now her family is asking for the community's help to find her. 23 ABC's Leslie Gooden spoke with the family and joins us in studio with more. Leslie?
Yes, good evening. 70-year-old Carol Pearson Salmon is described by her family as a loving grandmother, sister, and friend. Her family says that she usually takes walks around their neighborhood, but has never disappeared for days. Today, I was able to speak with her granddaughter, who fears that her grandmother may be at risk.
70-year-old Carol Pearson Salmon has been missing from her home since 11 a.m. on December 1st. She was last seen leaving the front yard near the 500 block of Willow Drive, wearing a black sweater, blue jeans, and carrying her purse. Her granddaughter, Gracie Williams, tearfully says she left due to a verbal altercation with a family member.
She called the sheriff's department and they came out and they talked and then they left. And as soon as the deputies left, my grandmother took off walking down Willow Street, and that's the last we've seen of her or talked to her. We haven't seen or heard from her, and I just want her to come home.
Williams adds that this is unlike her grandmother to not come home for days, and she even left without her house keys. She says her grandmother, Carol Pearson, usually stays in her room, these days with her cat, Boots. Her room is filled with pictures of her family, and an emotional Williams shares that her grandmother suffers from mental health issues and other health conditions.
She's bipolar, schizophrenic. She has lupus. She has a lot of health problems wrong with her, and she's not on her medication. All of her medication is here. She left all of her pills here, so she has no meds with her. So I don't know if she could have had a reaction to not taking her medication like she's supposed to for a week.
According to KCSO, a missing persons report was filed for Pearson on December 3rd, and they are currently investigating. Pearson stands at 4'11" with short blonde hair, glasses, and green eyes. Williams says she won't stop looking until she's found.
Just please, guys, I'm begging you guys, just please bring my grandma home and help. Just look for her.
KCSO says Pearson is not considered a silver alert because Pearson left voluntarily. But if you have any information, please call 661-861-3110. And the family is organizing a search party on Saturday at Riverview Park at 10:30 a.m. for anyone who'd like to help them search. For now, in studio, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
State health officials are reporting 4 more human cases of West Nile virus in Kern County. According to the California Department of Public Health's website, Kern County went up from 23 to 27 cases. Fresno is up to 50 cases, Los Angeles is at 30, and Kern has the 3rd most in the state. The Center for Disease Control said the virus is the leading cause of mosquito-borne disease in the country. For updates on West Nile cases, head to our website, turnto23.com. The sheriff's office is looking for a man who allegedly stole a welding machine that was on display at West Air Gas Equipment. These are photos of surveillance video sent to us by a viewer. Now, according to KCSO, the theft occurred just before 10:30 in the morning yesterday at the business off of State Road in Oildale. Officials say the suspect stole the welding machine and took off with another man in an early 2000s model champagne-colored GMC Sierra. If you have any information on the vehicle or the suspects, you are urged to call KCSO at 861-3110. The November jobs report has been released, and there's some good news this evening. According to the Associated Press, U.S. employers added a total of 266,000 jobs in November. The unemployment rate in the country has fallen to a 50-year low of 3.5%. The Bakersfield Police Department is looking to hire for several positions. The department needs someone who can find evidence on computers to help put criminals behind bars. The job listings include police computer forensic examiner, engineer, clerk typist, fleet mechanic, hearing officer, dispatcher, and more. For more information on how to apply, head to our website, turnto23.com. The California Highway Patrol is continuing to do its part in collecting new and unwrapped toys for children in need. 23 ABC's meteorologist Allison Gargiro joins us live from downtown Bakersfield, where the event to collect toys was happening today. Hey, Allison.
Hey Jess, so the event has officially ended, but don't worry, there are plenty more ways that you can donate in the next coming days. But we are going to show you some of the bikes that were donated earlier today. Now at the event, these go quickly, so the kids love to see those bikes. You can see the cute pink ones. They even have some pom-poms on the end and the rocket bikes for the boys. So I want to bring in Officer Robert Rodriguez with CHP to tell us a little bit about why this event is so important.
You know, it's so important because we have a lot of kids here in our community that go without anything for Christmas. And so we want the community to, just come together and help these families out.
So if they couldn't come donate today, are there other ways that they can do that?
Most definitely. We will be collecting toys until the 16th of December. They can drop them off to our CHP office, Channel 23, both the La Carreta, Carniceria La Carreta locations, Motor City and the Automall, and all Walgreens locations.
And then you guys are doing another event next Saturday?
Yes, next Saturday, Target East Hills. We're going to be there from 9 to 2 p.m. So come on by and drop off your toy.
Okay, I love that. And you can just walk into Target and grab that toy. So this is such a great event. Again, it was a little bit windy for us today. As you can see, my hair is blowing all over the place. We are tracking a wind advisory ahead of our next storm that is going to be bringing rain over the weekend. So I have more details on that coming up next.
All right, Ellison, thanks. Well, you might have heard of the hit show Kids Say The Darndest Things with Tiffany Haddish. Now, 23 ABC is adding a twist with our holiday edition, Kern Kids Say The Darndest Things. The show is filled with laughter, talent, and kids from right here in our community. Here's a sneak peek of Kern Kids Say The Darndest Things.
What were you guys telling me earlier? Your mom was telling you that you guys have to say nice things, right? You gotta be nice to people?
Yep.
All the time, right?
Yep.
So, what faces your mommy make when you guys don't do nice things?
Uh-oh. That's not good faces. You can catch more funny moments like this on Kern Kids Say The Darndest Things coming up this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Don't forget, your kids can still be a part of this holiday segment. All you have to do is record your kids and ask them interesting, funny holiday questions and submit them to news@kero.com by tomorrow. For more information on how to submit, head to turnto23.com. Christmas trees, lights around your home, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, all signs of the holidays. But another thing you may want to think of when you think of the holidays, the Nutcracker. Liz Haley's home is covered with hundreds of nutcrackers. In 1991, Haley was featured on the Chez Noel Holiday Home Tour. Her husband bought her a Nutcracker, an interesting gift, kicking off Haley's collection of nutcrackers. So many, Haley has to put them into groups now.
Walks you down memory lane. Every time you unpack one, you think about the history of it and you think about a time in your life and maybe the special person that gave it to you.
Oh yeah, all good points. Well, we'll have more on Liz Haley's Nutcracker collection during our later newscasts on 23 ABC. Well, we do have a programming alert to tell you about. The Pac-12 championship football game between Utah and Oregon is airing right now on 23 ABC. The game kicked off at 5 p.m. There will be no 7 p.m. newscast tonight, but a special edition of 23 ABC News is scheduled to air immediately following the game. Speaking of sports, let's go ahead and turn things over to Sports Director Carrie Osep tonight with a look at our.
Hey Jess, so we had a lot of soccer games. Yes, we're already in soccer season and the boys' soccer season is just rolling into town. A couple of Kern County schools were in action earlier today during the two-day Rebel Winter Classic. Garces picked up a win earlier in the day against Miramonte. In game 2, they took on Mojave High School. And it's going to be this guy, number 11, Moises Cisneros, who shows off great moves to give Garces a 1-0 lead. And then the sweet Carlton moves later. We love to see the dance celebrations. Always, these guys got the day off from school, but Elijah Tapilla was still using his head. Literally, the header gives them a 2-0 advantage. The Rams got the win without their CSUB commit Ibu, winning it 5-0. Foothill was in the Valley semis last season, looking for success again this year, and it begins with Ty Rose, the head coach, taking on Frontier. The best things come in 3, 2 passes and a strike give the Trojans a lead. Then, despite a great block from the Titans captain Joe Medina, gets on his bicycle and gets the goal. We love to see that. Is that the play of the year already? It's too early to tell. The Trojans rolled 3-0. And moving over to BCHS, football will play tomorrow night in the state playoffs, but the soccer team didn't fare all that well against Bishop today. The Eagles dropped the contest 3-1, the final. And for a final look at some teams, Miramonte, the host school, was taking on Arvin on the big field. Penalty kicks a theme in this game. Jonathan Alrenge striking and scoring. It put the Lions on the board. On the other end, Arvin on the penalty kick and a beautiful save. These two ended with a final score tied, all up at 1. Love to see soccer getting on the field, but of course, all attention is on football as the BCHS Eagles are preparing for that state playoff run that begins tomorrow and could end next week with a state championship. That'd be pretty cool to see. Well, after overall dominant run, of course, in the D3 Central section, and then a 28-14 win over Central Valley Christian to grab that Valley title, the Eagles now are going to be facing Division 3A CIF Regional Championship this week, facing Sunny Hills out of Fullerton on Saturday at 6. And in those state playoffs, the semifinal, and as I mentioned, then a state final, meaning these boys are just a win away from reaching a state championship. And of course, this is a unique factor for one of their own who's going to be playing in his first ever state playoff game, and that would be Mr. Ronnie Simrel.
I never even thought of it. This is my first time being in playoffs, going to Valley and winning Valley. My first year, last year I was on a 0-10 team, so this year came and I won Valley. That was crazy. So I just thank God for that.
Pretty cool. So Ronnie was on the Golden Valley Bulldogs, as he mentioned, going from a winless team to our only team left in these playoffs. So just pretty incredible. Again, that game is going to be played at 6 tomorrow night. So we're excited about it. And the team's already expecting all of Bakersfield to be at that game.
Probably. That's almost guaranteed.
It's a hot ticket tomorrow, no doubt.
Well, good luck to them. Carrie, thanks. Let's go ahead and turn now, because the California Highway Patrol is continuing to collect those unwrapped toys for their Chips for Kids Toy Drive. 23 ABC's meteorologist Allison Guerrero standing by from the collection of toys today in downtown. We can see, though, with those toys, there's definitely some wind, Allison.
Oh yeah, there is definitely wind out here today, Jessica, and that's only going to continue as we head into the evening hours, but we are just cleaning up all of the toys that were donated today at the toy drop-off for the Chips for Kids. So I'm just going to step out so you can see this is not even all of the toys. They are loading it right into the Kern High School District bus, and you can see all the bikes are about to be loaded in as well. So they got lots of toys, anywhere from trampolines. I saw giant toy houses, and there were a lot of stuffed animals as well. But something that the Kern High School District did was make this bus that was all about the David Marcus Thumbs Up Scholarship Foundation. So you can see a lot of thumbs up, even David there smiling on the corner. This was such a great way and help inspire some of the kids for this year. But as we head into the weekend, we are tracking our next storm system that is going to be bringing rain across the region. Ahead of that, feeling those winds that we are especially seeing right now. This storm is going to be making its way onshore as we head into your Saturday. Again, ahead of that, tracking those strong gusts, especially along the Grapevine, already feeling gusts reaching up to 63 miles per hour. That does bring up a wind advisory in the west side hills as well as along the Grapevine until 10 p.m. tonight, and then in the western portion of the valley until 7 a.m. tomorrow. But that does bring up good air quality, and there are no restrictions tomorrow. But just how much rain will we be seeing? Well, anywhere from a few tenths up to a quarter of an inch here in the valley and in the mountains, but it looks like the desert will see little to no rain. They did see actually a little bit earlier today, but it looks like most of that will be staying in the mountains. As for temperatures, still going to be warm tomorrow, cooling down for your Sunday, and then fog chances in the early morning hours on Monday, potentially on Tuesday as well, but we are going to be mostly dry for next week with those near seasonal temperatures. In the Kern River Valley, they are going to be cooling down as we head into the weekend as well, tracking the chance for snow in some of the higher elevations, and it looks like most of that snow is going to be falling into the Sierras to our north, though, but something that we will continue to track. Also the chance for isolated thunderstorms. It looks like that is going to be staying northward of Fresno County, but it was such a great event today here at the Chips for Kids toy drop-off event. Again, if you didn't have a chance to donate today, there are still plenty of chances, and you can find those locations on our website, turnto23.com. Back to you, Jess.
All right, Allison, those toys look great out there. Well, we want to take a look at a couple of events that are happening this weekend, celebrating Christmas a little early for burn survivors and their families. Tomorrow is the annual Grossman Burn Center at Memorial Hospital's Burn Survivor Christmas Party. It's a special event for burn survivors of all ages and their families to reunite with the physicians and nurses who helped treat them. It's happening from noon until 2 p.m. at the Valley Children's Ice Center of Bakersfield. The event is a private event for patients and their families. Well, you can head to Oildale for a special toy run this weekend. The group is meeting tomorrow morning at 9:30 at the Chevron station on Merle Haggard Drive. The cost to enter the toy run benefit ride is 1 unwrapped toy and 2 canned food items that are equal to $20 or just $20 cash. Now, items donated will benefit the children of Oildale. The ride starts at 11 a.m. and will end at Ethel's Old Corral Cafe. Cool place to hang out.
Yeah, I love that Bakersfield always does well during this time of year.
Yes.
Getting together and supporting a bunch of people, love it.
Shows our giving spirit, and that is our special digital version of our newscast for 23 ABC News at 6. Don't forget, we will have a special edition expected to air after the football game tonight on 23 ABC. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.